Interview with the Urmah Tiger, Arishah, Part 3. Hello again, thank you for being here with me once more. I hope you are all doing very well today. I am Mari Swaruu. This is the third part of the interview I had with Ari some weeks ago, and I have not had any chance to publish it yet, although I will interview Ari again very soon. Arishah, Ari for short, is one of the communication officers in the large Urmah starship Avyon 1, which is in low Earth orbit, and he is a large male tiger, over 3 meters tall. Starship Avyon 1 is roughly 1.25 miles long, or 2,000 meters in length, and it is the Urmah culture's flagship, housing King Ru himself, who is now here. Ru is a white, or albino, male lion. Many cultures in space, including many who are members of the Galactic Federation, view the color white as a symbol of royalty, and this is also why the Taygetan Queen Alanim I also wears her hair white. I have an entire video about royalty in space, and how it differs from royalty on Earth. The Urmah are a vast warrior, spiritual, highly empathic large feline race, that although it is found all over the galaxy, considers the star Vega as its home. Vega is roughly 25 light-years from Earth, so cosmically speaking, they are your neighbors. As cats, the Urmah are known to be very proud people who make their own rules, although they are highly respectful of other cultures, and of the treaties they may have with them. They are the best of friends, unless they are wronged, because it is there that they become fierce warriors, and formidable adversaries. Although they are officially Federation members, they have always been known to be highly disobedient to Federation rules, as they prioritize their logic, ethics, and spirituality over any other that may be attempted to be imposed on them, so logically many star races do not agree with them. Ari speaks 4 Earth languages, although it is hard to understand what he is saying because the shape of his mouth and lips differ from the one of Lyrians, with humans basically, yet he makes an effort. He has the deepest voice I've ever heard of any species that attempts to speak a human language, as it sounds like the voice of a feline god, with a reverberation at the end that sounds like a purr, and he has a tendency to over-exaggerate the letters O and R, and on the other hand, he can barely pronounce the letters F, P, and V, yet he can be understood. During this interview, we switched languages several times, as we saw which one I could understand best, from German at first, to English, and then finally to Russian, where we stayed most of the time. The translation is mine. After this context, let's proceed with interviewing Ari. Ready for the next question, Ari?
Yes.
What is the reason your starship and your king are here in Earth's orbit right now?
We are here because we suspect that the Federation's reasons to keep Earth as it is are ethically wrong. We suspect that the Federation is lying about why the Earth must be administered the way it has been for a long time. Their excuse is that the souls incarnated there are in ultimate control, and wish to have strong experiences there. Simply sounds like manipulative nonsense to us. The Federation's lack of transparency to their ultimate goals and plans for Earth simply smells like a rotten antelope corpse. Something very wrong is going on here, and we are all being led to think everything is all right and in control. While we suspect foul play, with the Federation possibly breaking its own rules and regulations, we will not move from here. Although they deny this, we may have a reason to think that at least the part of the Federation which controls this area may have been infiltrated by evil forces of Orion. All this on Earth is going on a very short distance away from our home planet, and we feel very uncomfortable to know that such evil can be growing so close to us, as it can emigrate or move towards us. Another reason to be here is because there is a large amount of Urmah star seeds living there, in feline bodies, and in human form as well, and we have the moral obligation to supervise and take care of them as best as we can from here. Also, our king is young, and he is here gaining experience facing strong difficulties and hard diplomatic challenges, all for his learning experience. We are also here honoring the cooperation treaty we have with your Taygeta High Council and with your Alcyone Pleiadian High Council. We are escorting your Taygeta flagship Toleka for your safety.
If your king is here, who is ruling your society at home?
Rur is ruling our society from here using remote presence, like your Queen Alanim is doing with yours as well, and at home, it is the High Council who is managing all the details, like in your case, as our social structure is very similar to yours, and perhaps that is also why our worlds get along so well.
How is your relationship with the Galactic Federation, and what is your position with them regarding Earth?
Our relationship with the United Federation of Planets has always been tense and only reduced to the bare minimum as we do not agree with most of their directives. Our ethics do not always match, as we are constantly accused of being invasive, yet the planets and cultures that are under our domain remain peaceful and flourish with great technological and spiritual development, contrary to the planets and cultures under their control, which are constantly in turmoil. We know we are much better at keeping peace and order than they are. We know the Galactic Federation does not like us much, and we don't care, yet they must have us as friends as they know our power is greater than all of their combined. We are conscious that we are a big problem for them, and we like it that way. Our position with them regarding Earth is that we strongly disagree with what is going on, and we will not move from here because we know that our mere presence is a deterrent for the Federation, to prevent it from acting even worse against the population of Earth.
What do you think is really going on Earth, and why?
We believe Earth was another fifth-density planet, until the mess the Federation created with the entire solar system with the Tiamat Wars. The Federation's necessity to encapsulate or enclose on Earth their remaining Tiamat War enemies created the low-frequency realm we know today. They had to encapsulate them on Earth because, at the end of that war, their remaining enemies had managed to hide underground, where many of them still hide today. After this, the Earth became a sort of high-difficulty challenge and school for advanced souls. Like a planet to incarnate in as a dare, and countless souls from all over incarnated there, only to become some sort of energetic generator to feed lower astral entities associated with those remaining Federation members. On one hand, most souls want the hard challenges of living on Earth, but on the other they are prone to be much abused, and this is where we do not agree with the Federation's tendency to be over-permissive, because it looks more like they are also in cooperation with those dark entities, than simply protecting the interests of the souls incarnated there under their own wish. And it also looks like they are misleading and lying to the rest of the star races near Earth, so they do not interfere. We believe the Galactic Federation is selling the idea that it is positive and loving, while on the other hand, it is not only acting permissively, but it is also directly guarding the interests of all those dark entities and people.
As a warrior race, what would you say to this? There is the belief on Earth that everything must be solved by force and with weapons. Is this so? Have you had many conflicts with other races, besides the Alpha Dracos, that have been resolved with battles? If the answer is no, how do you solve them?
We have a very clear and strong ethical system. We favor diplomacy, friendship, and loyalty over weapons. We have the best diplomats in the galaxy. Unfortunately, we all live in low existential realms where duality is strong, and many times you end up in situations where it is either you and your loved ones, or those others who are unethically going against you. But there is a time when you must know who you are and stand for what you believe. We are known for being a very strong culture, and our military response capacity is so large that no one has dared to challenge us for a long time now. Although we carefully choose our targets during a military confrontation, there is a time when you must simply annihilate your opposition with a swift and decisive blow. Overwhelming your enemies with total military superiority minimizes casualties on both sides. We have resolved many problems with military action, including against the Atorthans who acted unethically and invasively, not respecting the treaty we had with them, and also against the Alpha Dracos, who also attempted to take over some of our worlds by force. We stopped them, and we showed them what felines are made of, and it is pure tenacity. We are not ashamed of using military might, because we have a very strong ethical frame behind its use. We simply know that in these lower duality existential realms, many times you must eat or be eaten. We do not hesitate to use force when we see it is needed. And we hate bullies.
What are your thoughts on the false alien invasion? What would you do about it, if it would happen, and what is your position?
It is not clear whether the false alien invasion is being orchestrated only from Earth and by its low-level overlords, or if it is coming directly from the Galactic Federation itself, although we do suspect the latter. Such a false invasion may be the last resort for the cabal which controls Earth, to attempt a total takeover of all the cultures of the planet, yet we also know that they already control all of Earth politically from under the table, so it's easy to conclude that it would be only theater for the people. We are quite sure that the cabal will implement a long list of other agendas and procedures before such a false alien invasion, so in our opinion, it is the least of the problems humans are facing. The cabal must first set a stage for the humans to believe in such a false alien invasion, and that stage is the sum of all the other minor agendas that shape, modify, and ultimately guide humanity in their desired direction. What I mean is that the false alien invasion is their last resort, especially if their other plans have gone sideways. So many things must first come to pass before they come up with that nonsense. Humans are already invaded. No need to invade them as they belong to the Galactic Federation and all its shady darker levels we are well aware exist. What we would do, as Urmah, would depend on what exactly is going on at the time, and in what terms such a false invasion is taking place. But we will not hesitate to pick a fight should we see it as necessary. After all, we have started wars for less in the past, and the Galactic Federation can take my last words as a warning.
There will be a fourth part, perhaps even a fifth part of this interview, as I still have several other questions and Urmah answers to share. Thank you for watching my video and for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it a lot. And I hope to see you here next time. With much love, your friend, Mari Swaruu.